Hello, everybody, to the Skill Quest number 9. This is our weekly review that we do every week. This was meant to be done on a Monday, but we had Australia Day, and I was running multiple different events back to back. We had over about 200 extra people joining into school, and we probably did about over 1,000 kids in different workshops over the last 3 days. It was an amazing weekend, and oh, I'm super tired, but we're here for Skill Quest, and I can't wait to review what you guys done for Skill Quest number 9 this week. This week was a super special one because we did it in collaboration with another athlete, and he was Jaden. And so let's get straight into it. If you're new to this, we do weekly skill quests, an online parkour challenge that is a global thing that you can do anywhere, anytime. We provide 3 different challenges so that you can get out and just try it yourself. And then every week on this live stream, which is live right now, you're probably seeing it pre-recorded, and you can jump on board, ask questions, and learn more. So yeah, let's get straight into the community page and let's take a look at everyone's skill quest number 9 for this week. So on our community page, you head over to skill quest and we can see everyone's submission for number 9 this week. And so for this week, our mission was to go out and do walls, different types of climbing the walls. So for level 1, it was a wall run, and you have to finish on top. Level 2 was a static climb up, starting in a hanging position. And level 3, something fun for the more advanced folks, and that is flipping off the wall. You can use your hands or your feet. So this is a really cool one. I haven't seen anyone's yet, so let's get straight into it. Starting with the first one, Fletch himself. Let's see what you've got. Bang. That is a nice level 1. Nice and clean. That's not even a solid wall. That's like a banner or something. Makes that look way too easy. An athlete, an absolute unit. This is actually his first skill quest. So Fletch, welcome to Skill Quest. I'm glad you're posting. This is super cool. I don't really have much to say about it other than absolutely nailed it. Look at that. He came, his wall pop was so clean that he got so high that he pretty much got into his chest position. This is the best position that you could be in when you do any wall climb ups because it's so much easier to go into your press to get on top. As you can see, he just has to press and he's got the classic back kick to the top. Beautiful level 1 climb up, a wall run. This would be the climb up from a hanging position. Yeah, we consider that as a level 4 climb up, coming up and straight to the top. As you can see, he's got a really strong knee drive. His left knee, yeah, look at that. That's the most important one. If you guys are struggling with your climb ups, it's usually not because you're not strong. It's usually because you have the lack of technique and breaking it down. Climb ups is really unique that, yes, if you have the strength, you can just climb up and pull yourself to the top. But here you can see he's driving his knee, popping his chest up to the top, and then finishing up with a back flick. That is a classic level 4 climb up. There are 5 in total, but the 5th one is more of a creative one. But level 4, all 4, that's the highest one that you can do. And yeah, if you head over to our academy, we go through all of those levels. You can take a look yourself. Beautiful. And the final one, what flip does he do? A wall full. So it's a wall flip with a full twist. Another way I like to call it, it's a waffle, because you say waffle and it's a wall full. So you say it fast enough, you're doing a waffle flip. I don't know if other people say that, but I like it. As you can see, he starts a little bit sideways so that he can step in, and he's already got a twist into it. Foot on the wall, and he's looking over his shoulder for that nice twist. Nicely done. I bet he's got so much power, he can double twist that. Yeah. Fletch, that's awesome. What an amazing one. Let's put it into here. I love them all. Level 2, climb up. Level 4, juicy. Level 3, bet you can double. I always love a good GIF. Let's see if we can get a twister in there. Yep, that's perfect. Oh, Fletch, amazing. Good job. Amy, not really a not really a flip, but I can't flip off a wall. All right, she's done one video, so let's see what level she did. Oh, she did the 180 into the climb up. Beautiful. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, she's done level 2 and no, actually, she's done level 2 and level 3. And so here, she started off with a 180. Very nice 180. Good push into a hang. And then let's see, knee drive. Yeah, very good. And then the climb up. Perfect. Only thing I would say is that you can actually start knee driving earlier. And so in this position, I see that you started pulling with your arms first, and then your knees come in afterwards. What I recommend is drive with your knees first and then pull afterwards. So you can use the momentum from your legs. Right now, you're using all of your back muscles to try and start the momentum, which you can, it works, but it's a lot more tiring. So if you drive with your knees first, you'll be much faster. And then the press. Perfect. That last part, the press itself, the only way to get better and in this position is to actually do dips as an exercise. So get onto the dip bars and just do lots of dips. It's just tricep extensions. And so this one is actually more of a muscle strength based. And so the only way to get better is to do strength training. This last one looks really cool. It is, I don't even know what it is. It's actually really cool. It's a like a reverse palm spin because you're stepping in backwards and you're looking over your shoulder. I don't think I've ever done that move before. So Amy, thanks for the inspiration. I'm actually going to go out and I'm going to try that myself. Perfect. We've got a class this afternoon that I'm teaching and I'm going to see if I can use that and teach that reverse palm spin in. This is one of my favorite things about Skill Quest is that we set out the challenges that you go and do, and we get athletes coming in with new, different, unique ways of completing the quest, and by doing so, brings more inspiration. I hope if you guys watch this, go ahead and watch everybody else's Skill Quest like I do. You don't have to commentate through all of them, but you find inspiration, put that onto your inspiration board, and go out and try it yourself. Beautiful. Tip, drive your knees before you pull so you can use less back muscles and save energy with the knee drive. Level 3, so unique. I haven't done this before. Thanks for the inspo. I'll go out and try it myself. Amazing. Perfect, and I love it. All right, moving in onto Marlowe's. He said number 7. I think he made a mistake. Yes, that's a level 3. Stomped it with a wall flip. Um, didn't have quite a lot of time training. That's all good. Wall flip in there. Let's see. Comes in nice and strong. Good setup. And all the way back out into a tuck. Marlo, I bet you can be able to do this as a either a flash kick or a layout because you're coming in so strong with your hips. If you keep looking back and keep your hips open the whole time, you should be able to do the flip without a tuck. The tuck's cool anyway. He did an under tuck, which is cool, and absolutely stomped it. When stomping a flip like this, let's see if you can do some sort of cool move out, maybe a macaca or a backwards roll or a cartwheel or jump out, something so that you just don't just land and finish. You see, he just finished. Let's go for, I would say, Fletcher's level 3. I think he continued by just doing a twist. He comes in. I still stomps it. Yeah, I personally prefer to have things always moving. I think Amy, for hers at the very end, she continued to flow out, come up, and then continue to run. Yeah, if the clip kept on going, she would have continued flowing out and moving. That's the type of clips I like to see, and I prefer that. That's the type of parkour because if you land, just stomping it, you might hurt your knees. Um, yeah, this is for number 9. Perfect. Level 3. Love the wall flip with the undertuck. Super unique. You have the ability to lay out or flash kick. Keen to see that next time. And let's go for the flash. Beautiful. We move on to Che. This is Che's first skill quest as well, and he's doing all 3 levels. Amazing. First skill quest, congratulations. Welcome. Yep. Happy to have specific challenges lined out to do while training. I also struggle with coming up with challenges while out. Yeah, so if you struggle with coming up with your own challenges, come out and do skill quest. If you are new and you are training throughout the week and you don't know anything else to do, you can actually go up into our classroom and you can go into skill quest and look at everybody else's previous skill quest, and then you can then do any of those that you want. And so if you're currently up to the latest one, go back, watch the other ones, and do those. Plenty of challenges to do. Here, level 1, wall run, and a climb up. Nice. The video's long. What does he do? And an exit. Beautiful. So, coming up, good wall run, hits it hard, and then all the way up. I bet you can continue your momentum for that climb up. You come up nice and strong, and then you drop to your chest, which is fine. For level 1, that's beautiful, but I bet you can do a much nicer level 1 by just continuing your momentum. Let's see the climb up. Yeah. Boom, good climb up. That's it, that's really nice. And so with this type of climb up, I think he did what I was mentioning before, and that is watching his knee. Yeah, nice. And so as you can see his knee drive, he does a little hop. Yeah, he starts pulling. You start pulling with your shoulders a lot, and then I can see your knee is starting to drive up a little bit and then popping into this chest position. And so if you have a really strong knee drive, you wouldn't need to go chest onto wall. You would just go straight into the top position with your arms, so you don't have to do this press. It makes a massive difference. I will keep saying this over and over again because it's the biggest tip that has helped me. Um, and it's the biggest plateau that people have. Climbing walls and any wall skill in parkour is actually a really big hurdle and skill to overcome because there's actually a lot of strength based at this last portion. But other than that, That is a very clean climb up, and you'll be able to do a lot of really cool tricks out of those. For his level 3, he did a palm flip. Now, Che, I know Che, he's from Sydney, Sydney based, and he's got really good flips. Look at that. Popped out of that. Really nice tuck. So he jumps up nice and high. His palm flips, his hands are where his face is. Pushes nice and tight. And look how tight his tuck is. Very nice tight tuck. And bang, landing upright. Beautiful. I will give that a 10 out of 10. Level 1, great wall run. Could use with the momentum to can you continue the climb up. Level 2, 10 out of 10 palm flip. Lovely. Jay, well done. All right. I did skill quest because Jaden was the one that hosted this week's skill quest, so I had to go out and do it. We're gonna do that one last. So let's move to Benji. Happy to get all 3 done. And War Run could be better, but we'll see. All right. Oh, they're at the 4th spot. This is a classic Sydney spot. Oh, that's a level 2. Nice. All right. Starts with the hang. Yeah, there you go. So, starts with the knee drive, with the bounce, coil, and pull. That's pretty good. You can see that he starts pulling his knees up in conjunction with his arms. And when he gets to the top, yep, still in the chest position to press. Still very good. Getting to that, just even getting to that alone takes a lot of skill. And then the kick up. Mate, that's a good level 4 climb up. I rate that. And also it's not the best wall to do it on. I know those walls are a little bit curved, which it makes it a bit harder, but he nailed it. Here, this has got to be a flip. Yeah, he's going for the palm flip. Boom. Very good. Safe. Look how he floats. Floaty, floaty. Boom. Okay. He hits it. He jumps up nice and high, places his hand face height as he flips. Only thing I would say here is that he untucks too early. And because of that, he's going to be landing low. If he held his tuck, so here, he let goes about here, or he let goes about here. If he held it for another until here, just holding it for literally, it's like 3 frames, like half a second longer, he would be able to land upright like Che did. Let's just quickly go over to back to Che's video and you will see his palm flip. Yep. As you can see, Che, his head, his leg goes there, and his head's already fully rotated over his body, and he's basically horizontal before he lets go. And he's just letting go onto the floor. And then we go back to Benji's. Yep. See, He should be letting go here, which is what Che did, and that's why he's able to pop upright. He let go when he was vertical. Literally, that's only the difference. This is your head. Don't let go here. Get to about almost horizontal and then let go. And then your feet, all it has to do is just reach the ground. And so you just end up upright. Tip trick. Trick tip. Very good palm flip. I rate that palm flip an 8 out of 10. Yeah. And then a wall run. Boop. Into the climb up. Yeah. That's a good wall run. That's a nice height. That's probably, yeah, look at that. Nice big step. Push to the top. And then same leg, knee drive. Look at that. Big knee drive to the top, push. Perfect. Yeah, you can go further down the wall, but it seems really slanted. Amazing. Overall, I like it. Level 1, great wall pop. That's always like to see. Level 2 was his climb up. Um, Curved wall climb ups are the hardest, and you smashed it. Level 3, hold the tuck for a little longer for upright landings. Amazing. And then finishing off with Owen. Level 1 wasn't too bad. Poor filming. Level 2, I'm bad at climb ups, so I had to use my forearms quite a bit instead of going straight into my hands. For level 3, I wasn't sure if ginger backflip counts as a wall skill, but I reckon it should. So I did anyway. Perfect. Let's take a look. You're climbing into a bush. Bro, what are you doing? This is crazy. Wall run into a bush. Hey, look, at least he did it. And that's level 1. The great thing about these types of skill quests is that you yourself will go out and find different environments that you will go and play with. This is what he had to work with, and he made it work. So awesome. Level 2. Yeah, bro, you're climbing into a bush. Boom. Slipped and push into the slide. I like that slide. That looks really cool. Let's take a look here. So the first thing that has happened, he's got the knee drive. Look at that knee drive coming in, really good. But his left foot started to slip. And because it slipped, he wasn't able to get his hands by his chest. And so some of these scenarios is just basically like situational, where if your foot end up slipping like that, you will end up on your, well, elbows and arms to try and pull yourself up. But with that, he kept going up onto his arms and then sliding down. Perfect. We'd call that a level 2 climb up for the level 2 skill. So cool. I'll come out in person. I'll help you with getting it to level 3 and beyond. Yes. Is that the skill? Yeah, it is a skill. That is a wall skill, I would say, because you're looking at something vertical. Boom. Nice. What does he call it? I think he calls it a ginger backflip. I like to call it just a one-handed palm flip. Very good. I would say in this position, you started looking backwards before you even initiated the jump. Here, you should still be looking forward and having your chest up really high. If you try to do normal backflips, you do backflips looking forward and not backflips chucking your head backwards. If you do backwards, then you're doing layouts. So in this scenario, as you can see, he sort of starts to begin to fall as he rotates and thus a lower landing. even though he holds his tuck for a long time, but if you keep yourself looking forward the whole time, your initial hips, his hips would be where his feet is. And because of that, he will be able to rotate much higher and he'll be able to land in a higher position. So, Owen, number one tip, look forward for a little bit longer and don't throw your head back. Your ginger flips will be perfect. Amazing. Level one, you climbed into a bush. You did it anyway. Yay. Level two, your um your foot slipped. I bet you can level three climb up. If it didn't, would love to see it in person and help you out. Level three, don't look backwards when you start the flip because you start falling before you reach your peak height. Yep, very important. Let's get a flip in there. Perfect. Love that. Owen, smashed it. And then that is everyone so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now including me, 7 of us doing Skill Quest this week. I think that's a record. Hey, I think the record before was 6, and now we got 7. Woo! That's so good. Let's take a look at mine, and we'll see. So yeah, I got the great opportunity to do skill quest this week because we had a collaborator. So here are my 3 different levels. You can go through and read what I saw, but overall, I really enjoyed being on this side of skill quests, and I will be doing more in the future with different collaborators. So if you would like to be a collaborator for skill quest, let me know. Comment down below or just DM me, and we can get you involved. So let's go take a look at the first level. Wall run. There you go. It's always funny looking back at your own stuff and analyzing it. And so here, I was training in the same day with Che, so these would be the same spots. This is my wall run into the climb up. And so, okay, how can we break this down? Coming in nice and strong. Foot placement is nice and high. Coming, grabbing the wall. And I did slip with my other foot on the wall. So I fell a little bit, as you can see, as I was doing my knee drive. But when I pop into my top position, I try and keep my chest upright as much as possible to avoid the press. Doing the press takes a lot of energy and time, which you want to avoid. And so by going straight into, well, arms as straight as possible, it would help out. In this scenario, my arms are a little bit bent, but it's because my foot slipped on the wall. And then, yep, that's it. And so yeah, that's a level 4 climb up if you can get straight. So the difference between all the different levels, if you do a level 1 climb up, you're basically doing one arm at a time, trying to climb all the way through. A level 2 climb up is what Owen did. You sort of go onto your tummy and your elbows, and you're sort of pressing to finish. Level 3, you're doing this type of climb up, but you push straight into your chest, which is pretty much what everyone's done so far. And then you do the press to finish. And then level 4 climb up is you go and pop straight into a top position. So you go into your front support and then you finish up afterwards. I think looking at Fletcher's level 2 for his climb up, he did a level 4. There you go. As you can see, he pops straight and he's in chest position. And so all he has to do is then go into the wall pop. That's a level 4. And then everybody else, for example, Amy would have done a level 3, level 3, because she drops her chest and then having to press. Just gonna go take a look at everyone's that done it. Chase would also be for his climb up, would be a level, yep, level 3. Dropped his chest and then having to push. And then for Benji's, his would be a level 3 as well. Yep, you're so close, but I can see your arms there is bent at 90 degrees, which means that that's a level 3 climb up. And then Owen, level 2 climb up. And so let's take a look at my climb up. I did a little bit of a different technique. I used outside of the arm wall. There you go. And so, as you can see, my left foot on the wall is actually pretty high. I used a little bit of the ledge to help me climb up the wall. I also grabbed on the outside instead of the inside, changing the technique up a little bit, showing that there's different variety that you can use. And being able to go up, as you can see, as I am pulling myself up, I'm in a really long position and my bottom foot is now driving as hard as it can to go up, but I'm using a lot of my left foot to climb on the wall and popping up with my arms as straight as possible. And so now I avoid the dip because that dip takes a lot of time and power out into the back kick to finish on top for your level 4 climb up. Bang. Perfect. And then moving into my last funky skill, I thought I'll do a little combo: palm, back handspring, wall flip with a spin out. Love it. These are my favorite moves. I love I love trying to add some combo, coming in and wall flip out. So breaking this down a little bit, I came in, hands face height, popping over. I'm still tucked and I'm letting go of my tuck here, but I can see personally myself that my tuck can be tighter. There's a gap between my knees and my arms. If I tighten that up, I would have landed a little bit more upright, but I chose to land a little bit lower like this because then I get to bend down into my back handspring. So it was a choice to land low. Yes, I could have landed higher into my back handspring, but I didn't want to be so heavy on my wrist jumping backwards. And then back handspring into a step. So as you can see, my foot swung all the way through into the step and then wall flip. And so my wall flip, I flicked out, and this is for Marlo. Marlo, this is what you can do for your wall flips. So from here, you can see I'm opened up with my hips nice and wide. And here I don't have to tuck. I can just do a layout. And then finishing off with a nice spin. I like to exit a lot of my movement. If I'm landing backwards, I sort of do a backward spin. If you think about it as a macaco, but without putting your hands down, I swing my arms over and I run out. Let's watch that again. Pop, bang, and combo. Beautiful. Love that type of combo. I tried many different things that day, but that was my favorite. All right. And that is Skill Quest complete. I loved that. That was 7 people altogether. So many of you completed it. Congratulations. We have 2 new people, Che and Fletch, posting for the first time. Welcome to Skill Quest. Welcome to Parkour 360. For a lot of you new people that also jumped on with over 200 of you plus, welcome to Parkour 360. You can do Skill Quest anytime during the week. If you're watching this on any other platforms and not doing Skill Quest or haven't been part of Parkour 360 and you want to get involved, it's totally free to join. Just type up parkour.com, or you can head over to the school community and find us just typing up parkour, and you'll be able to find us. Yeah, we do this review every week. Join us. It's super fun, and I can't wait to see you guys For skill quest number 10, we move on to double digits. Woo! Enjoy. Have a great week. Train hard, play differently. Adios.